Hello students, I am Shreya Sethia and I am your social science teacher. Today we are going to study a new chapter of social science history, chapter number 1. Name of the chapter is Modern Period in Indian History, When, Where and How, of class 8th. Let's start. In his book, What is History? The famous historian E.H. Cars states that history is an unending dialogue between past and the present. Now, E.H. Cars, a historian, he wrote a book and the name of his book is What is History? In that book, he describes that the history is an unending dialogue or a description between the past and the present. For instance, there are 28 states and 9 union territories in India at present. But to understand how these states were formed and how India became a nation, we need to go back to history. Now, there are 28 states and 9 union territories in India at present, and to know that how these states were formed, we have to go back to history and study about those events and dates. Therefore, studying history is very important to learn about different dates and events that have shaped the present. Therefore, studying history is very important just because to know about the past events and dates. However, history is also written in different ways, and the knowledge about the past is passed on to us in the manner it was written. However, history is also written in different way. हिस्ट्री को भी डिफरेंट वेज में लिखा जाता है अकॉर्डिंग टू देयर नॉलेज और फिर उसे पास किया जाता है. It is therefore important to understand how history is written. History is often written in a chronological order और history oftenly chronological order में लिखी जाती है. Chronological writing of history came into practice in India in the early 19th century with James Mill's A History of British India 1817, in which he divided Indian history with Hindu, Muslim and British period based on the religion of rulers. सेंस हिस्ट्री को क्रोनोलॉजिकल ऑर्डर में लिखा जाता है, लेकिन इस क्रोनोलॉजिकल ऑर्डर की जो स्टार्टिंग है और ये प्रैक्टिस जेम्स मिल्स ने अपनी बुक में लिख कर किया था और उनकी बुक का नाम था अ हिस्ट्री ऑफ ब्रिटिश इंडिया 1817. It was published in year 1817 and he divided Indian history into 3 periods, Hindu, Muslim and British period, based on the religion of the rulers. Okay, post-independence, Indian historians challenged this division and divided Indian history into ancient, medieval and modern period based on the large social economic pattern. After independence, Indian historians challenged this division and divided Indian history into ancient, medieval, and modern period, and which was based on socio-economic pattern. From description of kings and dynasties, history moved ahead to incorporate social, cultural, and economic changes in society, to incorporate the life, history, and issues of common people. Now, the description of kings and dynasty. From the description of kings and dynasty, history later on moved ahead and aided the social, cultural, and economic changes to society, and then they aided the life history and the common issues of people. So, what we have studied yet is history is about changes that occur over time, finding out how things were in past and how things have changed. In 1817, James Mill published A History of British India. In his book, he divided Indian history into 3 periods, Hindu, Muslim and British. And Indian historians have divided Indian history into ancient, medieval and modern. Many European traders established their trading post in India that we are going to study now. Now, transition to the modern period. Now, transition means changes to modern period. The disintegration of Mughal Empire in 18th century was followed by emergence of numbers of smaller regional kingdoms. the time where Mughal Empire was disintegrating, in around 18th century, there was emergence of various smaller regional kingdoms. The period also witnessed the advent of European traders from nations such as British, French, Portugal, and the Netherlands entering and establishing their trading post. At that particular period of time, there were various European traders that came to India. They were British, France, Portugal, and the Netherlands. They were establishing themselves in India. Of this, the English and the French companies went ahead and secured a space territories in India in 18th century. Now, at the 18th century, English and French companies went ahead and secured few territories. They captured few territories for their trading. This led to the beginning of Anglo-French rivalry, and because of this, there was we can say rivalry between the British and the French companies to establish themselves for trade in India. It ended with the establishment of British dominion. In that rivalry, British companies secured a strong position, or we can say they established themselves in India. The British then began a gradual expansion of their territory, and then British slowly started expanding their territories in India. The Battle of Plassey in 1757 and the Battle of Buxar in 1764 gave them complete control over Bengal province, making it a colony of British East India Company. Now, after these two battles, Battle of Plassey in 1757 and Battle of Buxar in 1764. After these two battles, a British company secured a strong position over a Bengal province, or we can say complete control over Bengal province, and established themselves as a colony of British East India Company. The British gradually took over the rule of entire subcontinent, and later on they took over entire rule. उन्होंने complete तरीके से rule किया पूरी territory पे. The modern period in India is gradually considered to begin with the establishment of British rule under the British East India Company. और यहाँ से modern period start हुआ. जैसे ही ब्रिटिश ने इंडिया को completely capture किया या control करना start किया, यहाँ पे modern period की starting हो चुकी थी. Modern history. Okay. Now, development in the world में क्या development हुए? At that time when British had captured the India, what was the development taking place in rest of the world? We are going to study that. The development in India did not take place in isolation. अब जो developments हैं इंडिया में वो सिर्फ isolation में एक separate तरीके से इंडिया का development नहीं हुआ. The time when India was developing, entire world was developing. There were a whole lot of change taking place over the globe simultaneously. एक साथ मतलब पूरे वर्ल्ड में ही ये सारे डेवलपमेंट्स चेंजेस हो रहे थे. ड्यूरिंग 18th century द इंडस्ट्रियल रिवॉल्यूशन टुक प्लेस इन इंग्लैंड, और 18th century के ड्यूरेशन में इंडस्ट्रियल रिवॉल्यूशन स्टार्ट हुआ इंग्लैंड में. नाउ व्हाट इज इंडस्ट्रियल रिवॉल्यूशन? हियर इज अ key term, the production of goods in large number with the help of machines in factory. जो प्रोडक्शन है वो मशीन्स की हेल्प से बनाया जाने लगा in large numbers. That is industrial revolution. Goods were produced in factories with the help of machines. As England's industrial production grew, people started looking for export market for their finished product. Since industrial revolution took place and they want to export their product, वो अपने products को export करने के लिए market search करने लगे. Then such market could be found in colonies like India, और ऐसा market उन्हें इंडिया जैसी countries में दिखाई दिया. द स्पिरिट ऑफ नेशनलिज्म रोज इन 19th सेंचुरी इन यूरोप. और ये जो नेशनलिज्म का जो फीलिंग होती नेशनलिज्म की, वो कहाँ पे अराइज हुई? ड्यूरिंग 18th सेंचुरी इन यूरोप. इट वॉज डिफाइंड बाय द वंस feeling of love and loyalty towards on country. Now nationalism का meaning लिखा है यहाँ पे. It was defined by one's feeling of love and loyalty towards on country. While these developments were taking place in other part of the world, England tried to consolidate its hold over Indian territories through centralized administration. While other countries were developing with India, but the motive of England का मोटिव क्या था कि वो अपने पावर को और ज़्यादा कंसोलिडेट करे, स्ट्रॉन्ग करे ओवर इंडियन टेरिटरीज, राइट. एंड he started doing so by using centralized administration. Centralized administration क्या होता है? एक पर्सन पूरे वी कैन से पूरे कंट्री को या पूरी टेरिटरी को रूल करे, कमांड करे. दैट इज कॉल्ड सेंट्रलाइज्ड एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. देयर इज वन हेड और वो हेड पूरी टेरिटरी को कंट्रोल करेगा. दैट इज कॉल्ड सेंट्रलाइज्ड एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. The British concept of centralized rule brought political unity in India. Since British were using centralized administration, और उसके कारण इंडिया में एक यूनिटी रेज हुई एंड देयर बाय फ्रॉस्टेड द स्पिरिट ऑफ नेशनलिज्म इन लेट 19th सेंचुरी. और फ्रॉस्टेड का मतलब यहाँ पे होता है प्रमोट, स्टार्ट, ठीक है. एंड देयर बाय स्टार्टेड द स्पिरिट ऑफ नेशनलिज्म. और इंडिया में नेशनलिज्म की जो फीलिंग है वो 19th सेंचुरी में रेज हुई जब इंडियंस को जो ब्रिटिश है उनके जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन का तरीका है वो नहीं मानना था. एट दैट टाइम दे स्टार्टेड अपोजिंग देम. So developments in world. During 18th century, industrial revolution took place. Yes, that's correct. While developments were taking place in other part of world, England tried to consolidate its power on India. During late 19th century, nationalism rose in India. I hope यहाँ तक आपको समझ में आ गया होगा. Then sources of studying the history of modern period. मॉडर्न पीरियड की जो हिस्ट्री है उसके सोर्सेस क्या हैं? अभी तक 6th और 7th क्लास में आपने क्या पढ़ा है कि जो भी सोर्सेस होते हैं वो दो तरीके के होते हैं. दैट इज लिटरेरी एंड आर्कियोलॉजिकल सोर्सेस, राइट. तो लेट्स सी इसके सोर्सेस क्या हैं. Literary and documented sources of modern period distinguishes it from the earlier period, which depends on the sources such as archaeological excavations, fossil remains, cave paintings, poetry, coinage, biographies of the rulers. Now, अब जो modern period है उसके sources क्या है? Literary और documented sources हैं, राइट. और अभी तक हम क्या पढ़ रहे थे? जो आर्कियोलॉजिकल एक्सकेवेशंस, फॉसिल रिमेन्स, केव्स, पेंटिंग, पोट्री, कॉइनेज, बायोग्राफीज ऑफ रूलर्स, ये सारी क्या थी? एंशियंट टाइम की हिस्ट्री थी. लेकिन मॉडर्न पीरियड के सोर्सेस क्या है? लिटरेरी एंड डॉक्यूमेंटेड सोर्सेस. मेनी लिटरेचर एंड आर्काइवल डॉक्यूमेंट्स आर अवेलेबल फॉर स्टडी in the modern period, and they help us in reconstructing the history of India from the 18th to the early 20th century. Now there are various numbers of literature and archival documents available for studying modern period history, and with the help of them we can reconstruct history of India फ्रॉम 8th टू अर्ली 20th सेंचुरी. 18th से लेकर 20th सेंचुरी की हिस्ट्री अगर हमें पढ़नी है, देर आर वेरियस डॉक्यूमेंट्स अवेलेबल इन आर्काइवल्स, जिससे हम पुरानी जो मॉडर्न पीरियड की हिस्ट्री है उसे रिकंस्ट्रक्ट कर सकते हैं, उसके बारे में और जान सकते हैं. सो फर्स्ट वन इज बुक, न्यूज़पेपर एंड मैगजीन. ये क्या है? सोर्स है. ओके, बुक्स, न्यूज़पेपर्स एंड magazines. By the 18th century, there was mass printing of newspaper and books throughout the country. 18th century तक मास प्रिंटिंग होने लगी थी न्यूज़पेपर बुक्स की पूरी कंट्री में. आइडियाज़ एंड थॉट ऑफ पीपल ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम बिकम डॉक्यूमेंटेड. लोगों के आइडियाज़ और उनके थॉट्स को डॉक्यूमेंटेड किया जाने लगा, मतलब रिटर्न फॉर्म में रिकॉर्ड किया जाने लगा. Historians can use this book, newspaper and magazines to reconstruct the history of country during the period of time. और historians in books, newspapers और magazines की help से modern period की history को reconstruct कर सकते हैं. The Bengal Gazette was India's first newspaper published in 1780 from Kolkata. अब इंडिया का फर्स्ट न्यूज़पेपर था बंगाल गजेट, which was published in 1780 from Kolkata. Okay.